So some of you probably know from my last two videos that my board is kind of trashed and I need a new one. I chipped it really bad here in the tail and it doesn't really have any pop anymore. So this one's kind of done. I do have a new one and we're gonna set it up. So my new deck is kind of cool. It's one of the new Santa Cruz decks that kind of came out. It's the VX deck, I believe. It's got fiberglass on the top and on the bottom. So it's absolutely incredible, really, really strong, similar to the Pal Peralta Flight deck. So setting up your first board is really not a difficult thing to do, and I have made a similar video just like this before. So go ahead and click the link that's right above. But let's go ahead and get started with it. There's several ways to do this. One of the ways that I like to do it is I do the wheels first, wheels and bearings. I ride Bones STF and Bones Swiss bearings. They last pretty much a lifetime for me. My old set is right here. That's kind of what they sound like now. They're old, they're beat up, they're abused. This old truck setup, it's all beat up and abused. So I figured why not get a new setup? And while I do this, it would be nice to help, teach all of you that have been asking how to set up your board in Zumiez. By all means, do not be scared to ask a Zumiez employee or your local skate shop employee if they can build your board. It's not that difficult to do on your own, but if you are unsure and you don't want to test it out for yourself, then just ask an employee. We're here to help. That's our job. That's what we're here for. If you are going to ask an employee to build your board, make sure they are knowledgeable in skate. That way it's done properly, and that way they know what they're talking about. Otherwise, it doesn't sound like they're knowledgeable, and it just sounds like they're just trying to sell you a bunch of bullcrap, which sometimes that's the case for some employees. Not calling anybody out at all, but if I were you, talk to somebody that knows their skates, that seems like they're knowledgeable in it, because they're going to be your best friend. Me, I'll be your best friend, if you don't have one, because I also don't have one. But obviously, you put your bearings inside of the wheel first. Another way that you can do this is by using your truck. If you don't have a bearing press like we do, then you can use your truck. So if you don't have a bearing press, obviously you're gonna get your bearing, you're gonna put it with the shield on the outside. So here is your shield. I don't know if it's gonna focus on that because I'm so close. Yeah, there it goes. So you're gonna put the shield, maybe not, on the outside of the wheel. Then you can run these little spacers that are included with your bearings. I recommend them because it helps make the bearings last longer, but put the bearing wheel on there, spacer on the truck, and then put this bearing on top as well. Now what you're gonna do is just put it on a flat surface and just push down. You're gonna do that on both sides until it's locked into place. And there you go. That's how you put on bearings without having a bearing press. Really easy to do, doesn't take much effort at all. So no, you don't need that. This is how everybody else does it too. So do whatever makes you feel comfortable. Once you get all your bearings in your wheels, go ahead and start putting them on the trucks. I always do this before I build a board because it just makes it feel like it goes by faster. That way I can put everything on it at once by doing grip and then doing the trucks and hardware. I just feel like it goes by a lot quicker if you do it that way. If you start with a grip, I don't know, I feel like it takes a little bit longer, but that could just be me. Now whenever you're tightening your wheels, you can do this all in your hand without having it to be on the board like what I'm doing now. Easiest way to do it too. And you want a little bit of wiggle room. I don't know if you can hear it. That one's a little bit too tight. But you want a little bit of wiggle room. You can kind of hear it whenever you wiggle it. You can feel it when you wiggle it. That's going to be the best way to have your wheels. That way it spins freely and doesn't have anything stopping it. Because if it was too tight, like this, it would just stop too quickly. Where if I loosen it, it spins a lot longer. So if you want to go really slow and possibly see if your bearings, tighten it down all the way, and then that's all you get. So it will damage your bearings eventually, so I don't recommend doing it. Just make sure that you have it a little bit loose, a little wobble, not too much. If it's too much, it can also break the bearing, so very little wiggle room. Now it's time for the most difficult process, which I do have a video on how to grip, so if you want to watch that, by all means, click the link above. It's much easier to watch that because I go into some, I guess, good thought processes or good things to do whenever you grip a board. But I'm just going to time lapse, so. Now, this is something you don't have to do either. I'm using the Phillips head to kind of make a cleaner look for the holes. You don't have to do it. It's just something that I like to do because I'm a little OCD when it comes to this. I like to look super clean. I say it a lot, but it's a skateboard, so it doesn't matter. Now for my fun part, because it's my hardware, I'm going to show you what I have. So this is called a hammer-in hardware. I will try to get it to focus real quick. This is what's really cool is I have a face on it, but it's not going to focus. There it goes. Yeah, so I have a little face on mine, and then they've got these little teeth right here. And the teeth help actually bite into the board to keep it from spinning. And I don't actually need a Phillips head to use my hardware. I don't need to tighten them or anything like that. I use one tool and one tool only. Technically, I would also use a hammer, but I don't have a hammer today because one of my employees broke my hammer. So all I've got is a grip roller and a regular skate tool. So I don't know how it's gonna work, but yes, normally you would have to use a hammer to get these in. I'm gonna try and do it without using it because I'm just curious to see if it'll do it. If you want to know where to get these, it's almost impossible to get in the United States. I know the UK has them, so you can for sure get them from there. I know there's some people that know where to get them, so by all means, if you know where to get it, leave a comment below. I am working on developing these. I've been trying to do that for the past year or so, but I've got to wait until I have a bigger following before I can produce anything. That way I can, you know, start the apparel line with stickers and blah, 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 blah. But eventually I will have my own set of hammer-in hardware that I just threw on the floor. I've had these for roughly, I want to say, started when I was 8, probably got these 10, almost 13 years I think that I've had these. And they were given to me by my brother for, I think, a birthday present or Christmas present a long time ago. And they're my favorite set of hardware, and I never want to stop using them. So I will continue using them until they're destroyed or until I develop my own, because they're so hard to get. But I love them. They're so cool. I'm going to use the grip roller. That actually works quite well. It works a little bit, not too shabby. Could be better, but you know, whatever. Now let's put on the riser pads. Do you need riser pads? Probably not. I use them to help prevent pressure cracks, and I just like the way they feel. It absorbs a little bit of the impact as well. So, do you need them? No. Do I ride them? Yes. Also, I love these trucks. I don't know if you saw them. They've got a galaxy on it. They're so cool. Yeah, look, it'll focus now. But they're so cool. I love them. I'm a Tensor fanboy if you haven't noticed. Now, theoretically, I should be able to tighten this and it'll pull itself all the way through. But my hardware is so old that it's kind of stripped, so it probably won't work like that. Pretty much as easy as that. So again, setting up your first board is really not difficult to do, and I recommend doing it at home by yourself if you can. It's just a really fun learning process. But now we can go take it out and go skate it. I'm excited for it. This board should be kind of indestructible, kinda. So I'm gonna put it through a hard test and see how it goes. But that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't watched the giveaway video, it is still live. It's going on until December 15th. So make sure you get all your entries in. So if you are new to the channel, be sure to go ahead and check out that giveaway video. I'll leave a link up here as well and a link in the description. Check it out. But I'm really excited to give away 15 boards to 15 of you lucky people. So again, that's it. I will see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video helped. If it did, leave a thumbs up, comment down below. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you on the next one. We'll probably skate this in the next one. So yeah. All right, later guys.